Hello and welcome. My name is Alex Tech, and today I will be talking to you about nutrient density, as well as how to select quick and easy snacks that will keep you feeling full, energized, and focused during long, busy workdays. You might be asking yourself, what is nutrient density, or what does nutrient density mean? And nutrient density refers to the amount of nutrients present in a food item relative to the amount of energy or calories that it provides. Nutrient-dense foods are rich in vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients, but tend to be lower or have limited amounts of saturated fats, added sugars, and sodium. And these are all things that we want to consume in moderation. Food items can be considered either energy-dense or nutrient-dense. Nutrient-dense foods tend to be high in nutrients, so those things like vitamins and minerals, and lower in calories, whereas energy-dense foods tend to be low in nutrients and high in calories. And they also tend to be higher in things like saturated fats, added sugars, and sodium. When considering nutrient density in your dietary habits, it's really important to ensure that you're consuming things in balance. You want to be sure that each food item provides some nutritional value, and you don't necessarily need to focus on foods that are specifically high in one nutrient or low in another, but instead focus on consuming a variety of different foods, and you're much more likely to meet your nutrient needs that way. Also, consuming a lot of energy-dense foods can often displace the consumption of nutrient-dense foods. For some reason, when I first, learned this concept, I thought it was so groundbreaking. I had never really thought about how eating a burger and fries and a soda from a fast food restaurant for lunch uses up a meal spot that could have been filled with more nutrient-dense foods. So things like fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains. Switching gears a little bit, I want to talk a little bit about snacking. Snacking is an extremely important part of the American diet. 25% of Americans said that they snacked multiple times a day. 25% of Americans often said that they skip meals, and 40% often said that they replaced meals with snacking. I don't know about you, but I've definitely had those busy work days where I'm just, extremely busy and I don't have time to clock out and sit down and take a break for lunch. So for me, snacking, and especially consuming nutrient-dense snacks on those days can be a total lifesaver. However, most of the snacks that people consume, as well as the standard American diet, in general, tend to be energy-rich and nutrient-poor, which means that we often do not consume adequate amounts of the nutrients that we need, but we do consume too many calories. When relying on snacks to keep you feeling full and energized for long periods of time, it's really important to pick snacks that will fuel your body and provide you with the nutrients that you need to be successful. I have heard a lot of people voice concerns about snacking, so I just quickly wanted to go over some of the benefits and risks of snacking. Some of the benefits would include energy maintenance. When you're consuming nutrient-dense snacks throughout the day, you're going to avoid those peaks and falls in blood pressure, blood sugar, which will help you feel a lot more energized and stable energy throughout the day. It also provides extra nutrients, so like I had mentioned previously, a lot of us skip meals when we're busy, so consuming nutrient-dense snacks can definitely help fill the gaps that you might have from, skipping lunch or breakfast. And then lastly, the benefit of snacking would be to help curb your appetite. This would help you avoid overeating at the next meal. And I don't know about you guys, but when I am super hungry, I'm a lot more prone to choosing those energy-dense food options rather than nutrient-dense options because I'm hungry and I just want something quick and easy. And I just reach for, whatever's around. So cookies, chips, or a trip to the fast food drive-through. So switching to the risks of snacking, many say that they don't want to snack because they don't want to gain extra weight or unwanted weight. And if you're consuming too many excess calories, that could happen. But if you're choosing those more nutrient-dense food options, you're a lot less likely to, get into the caloric excesses that would cause weight gain. Another risk is that it could lead to skipping meals. And again, this concept of balance comes into play here. Overconsumption of snacks would lead to underconsumption of meals. And you could potentially miss out on those important nutrients. But assuming that you're selecting and consuming a variety of nutrient-dense snacks, these risks become, much less of a concern. So now that we know what nutrient density is and we know a little bit about snacking and the benefits of snacking during a long work day, I want to talk about how to actually choose those nutrient-dense snacks and know what to grab for the day. So many of us can relate to feeling like sluggish or kind of hitting a wall at some point throughout the day. What and how much you eat influences those energy levels more than you know. Studies have shown that snacking and choosing snacks that contain protein, fiber, and whole grains increases satisfaction and satiety, or the feeling of fullness, and can again help with energy maintenance. I also just want to mention here, carbohydrates are your friend. They tend to get a bad reputation, but they are so important for your body, and they're your body's preferred energy source. So consuming snacks that do provide carb sources is really important when it comes to energy maintenance. Again, going over some of those nutrient-dense snack options, I went ahead and listed the most commonly reported nutrient-dense snacks. So first we have low-fat dairy products, so things like yogurt, milk, cheese. These provide protein and are often fortified with both calcium and vitamin D. Fruit is also another really common nutrient-dense snack, so things like bananas, apples, strawberries. They are a great carbohydrate source to provide energy, as well as a great dietary fiber source. So again, helps you feel full for long times. And then the final one that was commonly reported were nuts and seeds. So things like almonds, walnuts, pumpkin seeds. These provide protein and essential fatty acids. A few additional nutrient-dense snack options would include starchy foods, so things like sweet potato, brown rice, or rice cakes are one of my favorites. Whole grain crackers, breads, or cereals, as well as oats. Another great carbohydrate source to help you, help provide that long-term energy for you, but also provide a source of whole grains, which are great. And lastly, the lean proteins are also a great snack option. So things like poultry, lean beef, fish, beans, lentils. Consuming adequate amounts of protein has been shown to suppress the hormone ghrelin, which is the hormone that makes you feel hungry, or the hunger hormone. So adequate amounts of protein in your snacking will definitely help, feel full for long periods of times. So coming to a little bit of a learning activity here, we are going to do this or that. So we'll compare the nutrient densities of each item in the pair and decide which would be the most likely source to give you sustained energy. So looking at our first pair there, we have an apple or potato chips. The apple would probably provide you with the most sustained energy. They provide about 25 grams of carbohydrates per serving, and 5 of those grams would be considered dietary fiber. So that helps you feel full. The potato chips, on the other hand, are energy dense, so they provide a lot of calories, but are often nutrient poor and will likely, leave you feeling hungry soon. Looking at our next pair there, we have the cookie or the hard-boiled egg. And in this, scenario, the hard-boiled egg would be your best protein-rich option. It's a protein-rich snack that provides healthy omega-3 fatty acids, whereas the cookie is, again, energy-dense, so provides a lot of calories, but they tend to contain a lot of added sugar and can make you feel like you might feel that sugar crash a little while after eating that. And then in our last pair there, we have the oatmeal and the muffin. The oatmeal would provide a great source of carbohydrates that can be used by your body for long-term energy, whereas the muffin, similar to the cookie and the potato chips, are energy dense, tend to be a lot higher in things like added sugar and sodium, and it tends to, again, leave you with that sugar crash at the end of the day. So here I have a few references, and then just wanted to thank you guys for watching. Before I go, I just wanted to let you know that there is a handout available to you that would include a sample snack menu. And this can be used as a guide to planning balanced, nutrient-dense snacks throughout the busy workday. It would kind of go over how to include a, fruit, vegetable, protein source, low-fat dairy product, as well as a whole grain source. So great, well-rounded if you can't eat a meal, at least there you can get all aspects of a meal that you should have. So thank you again for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.